gonna hear about my party, they're gonna be shutting them down, they're gonna probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things.
120 accusers. A music mogul in jail. Politicians and stars tangled in the fallout. But here's the question nobody's asking. How did it get this far without anyone speaking up? For years, rumors swirled about Diddy's dark side. Whispers of power plays, threats, and something even more sinister. Yet, the spotlight kept shining on him. Now, those secrets are unraveling, and it's messier than anyone could have imagined. But let's start from the beginning. Before the music, before the fame, before Diddy became the name that would haunt so many. When you look back, you see a young man trying to make it in the ruthless world of Hollywood and music. A man with dreams of wealth and power, and no intention of letting anything, or anyone, stand in his way. But there's something about how Diddy's career exploded that makes you wonder, how did he rise to the top so fast? How did someone with no significant connections and no industry pedigree become such an unstoppable force in such a short time? There are countless artists who have worked tirelessly for years, struggling to get a fraction of the recognition Diddy seemed to get overnight. Rumor has it, and some say it's more than just rumor, that Diddy made a deal with the devil himself. Yes, we're talking about the whole sell your soul narrative. And if you think that's just a wild conspiracy, well, there are people who'd tell you otherwise. They say Hollywood has a dark underbelly, that some of the biggest names in the industry have literally sold themselves to attain power and influence. Diddy has always been one of the names floating around in those hushed conversations. As Diddy gained fame, he surrounded himself with celebrities, some genuinely admiring his talent, others perhaps sensing something else. There are also chilling stories about Diddy and his connections with political power players, hinting at deeper, more sinister alliances. So, there's no denying his success, but with 120 accusers and counting, the narrative takes a twisted turn. This now becomes the story of a man whose power became a weapon for him. A weapon that he wielded without a shred of remorse, destroying anything and anyone in his path. In early 2024, federal agents raided Diddy's Los Angeles and Miami homes, seizing electronic devices and documents. This came on the heels of multiple lawsuits, including serious allegations from his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura, detailing years of physical and emotional abuse. The situation escalated further in May when a video from 2016 resurfaced, showing Diddy assaulting Cassie in a hotel hallway. Despite Diddy's public apology, the video sparked widespread outrage, although legal action was blocked by statute limitations. As summer unfolded, the accusations multiplied. New victims and former associates stepped forward, claiming they were drugged, assaulted, and coerced. The mounting pressure led to a critical turning point on September 16, 2024, when a grand jury indictment resulted in Diddy's arrest in New York. His legal team proposed a $50 million bail package, but it was denied, leaving him in custody. The charges? Sex trafficking, racketeering, and more. Houston attorney Tony Busby became the spokesperson for the accusers, using press conferences to expose the true scope of Diddy's true crimes. But what we're seeing today is an avalanche that might just bury him completely. I mean, after all, it just started with whispers that were easy to dismiss at first, especially when they came from people without Diddy's influence or reach. But those whispers grew louder, eventually becoming a roar that could no longer be ignored. Celebrities like Beyoncé and husband Jay-Z have found themselves entangled in these allegations, perhaps not directly, but the connections are there. You see, in Hollywood, no one truly operates alone. People move in circles, and those circles often hide secrets so dark, it's frightening. Politicians, too, were roped in because Diddy didn't just want to dominate the music industry, he wanted real influence. He wanted to be untouchable, and for a long time, he almost was. According to Busby as well, Diddy's crimes were an open secret within Hollywood's elite, a secret hidden behind the bright lights and glitzy red carpets. He thus vows to expose those who allegedly enabled Diddy, promising that no one will be protected if evidence implicates them. One of the creepiest aspects of Diddy's story is how people have begun comparing him to Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, it's not every day someone gets called worse than Epstein, right? But that's the comparison being made. Epstein used power and influence to manipulate, exploit, and destroy, and apparently, Diddy did too. But Diddy didn't just stick to one form of exploitation. No, he diversified. He allegedly used his power to destroy not just individuals, but entire communities. The music industry is in shambles, according to some insiders, and they point the finger straight at Diddy. A man who allegedly manipulated artists, controlled careers, and made sure that anyone who crossed him regretted it. Just think about that for a moment. 120 people came forward, and let's not forget, that's only the people who felt they could speak up. Among them are big names, celebrities whose faces you know, whose voices you've heard on the radio, and whose lives were forever altered by their encounters with Diddy. The allegations are staggering. They include claims from men, women, and even minors, with incidents stretching back to 1991 and continuing up to 2024. Some accusers were as young as 9 years old, and over 25 were minors at the time of the alleged abuses. As for the incidents, they reportedly occurred at private parties, industry events, and even during auditions where young hopefuls were promised career opportunities. According to the current reports, victims were often drugged, with substances like xylazine, a potent tranquilizer, found in their systems. When you hear the testimonies, and there are a lot of them, you get a picture of someone who wasn't just ambitious or ruthless. You get a picture of someone who, frankly, sounds like a psychopath. People were scared of Diddy. And honestly, can you blame them? This is the kind of stuff that makes you question whether he was ever just a regular person, or if the stories are true, that maybe, just maybe, he really did make that deal with the devil. It's like every conspiracy about Hollywood's dark side all rolled into one person. So, where are we now? With Diddy being in jail, honestly, many would say it's about time. But here's the thing, is jail really enough? With all the lives he's ruined, all the damage he's caused, can there ever be enough justice? The people who enabled him, the ones who looked the other way, the ones who helped cover everything up, they're just as guilty in many ways. We like to think these things are rare, that someone like Diddy is an exception, but if history has taught us anything, it's that power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to stay updated on this story and more like it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching.